But no, I appreciate that. I'm there doing this whole reaction and my mic's off. What's happening, y'all? How y'all doing? Welcoming. The thing is,
3, when Cassie Ventura filed a lawsuit against rapper, businessman, and multimillionaire P. Diddy, a multitude of allegations have come out against him. In the past couple of months, Diddy has been arrested, multiple more lawsuits have come out, and he also has multiple charges against him. And with everything that's come out against Diddy recently, it can get confusing when it comes to the details, making it hard to separate facts from fiction. So today I'm going to break down every single formal allegation that P. Diddy is facing, but first we gotta understand a little bit more about Puff. Also, I just want to put a little disclaimer right here that obviously I'm going to be talking about some really dark and disgusting and sensitive topics, as I'm sure most of you are probably already aware, but
sit here.
I just wanted to warn you guys because it gets pretty graphic. So with that in mind, let's continue. Most of us know who Diddy is or know of Diddy, but we gotta have a better understanding of who he is to truly understand these allegations. Diddy, aka Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, or Sean Combs, began his career in the 90s working at Uptown Records. A few years into his career, he was fired, so he then created his own label called Bad Boy Records in 93. He signed the notorious B.I.G., who was obviously a huge signee and made Puff very successful.
And again, rest in peace, Biggie. I know Puff had some kind of doings with that. You know what I'm saying? Cause the man been blowing Biggie off, bruv. Like, how many years since Biggie dead? And he's still making money off of him, yeah? And I think after Tupac died, he realized, oh shit, you know how much money I can make from somebody gone? Especially when you hear the rumors that Biggie was ready to leave Bad Boy. Yeah, Puff got a lot of answering to do, and we ain't even start talking about the freak-offs. Yeah, real talk, man.
He signed other artists like Faith Evans and had an in-house production team called The Hitmen, who worked with artists like Usher, TLC, Mariah Carey, Aretha Franklin, and many more. Puff was already very successful, but then he decided to work on his own music. His first single charted for 28 weeks on the Billboard Hot 100, and his first album sold 561,000 copies first week. So Diddy was already wildly successful early on to his career in the music.
We talk about the days when people were selling units. Selling actual physical tangible albums, you know, the things that you touch, CDs, you know, 500,000, but we know how hard that was back then. Imagine now, that'd be like at least 2 mil, 3 mil, easy.
Industry. Not only was he a successful artist, but he was also a powerful executive with tons of connections. He also had other business ventures, with one of his most successful ones being his partnership with Ciroc, in which he helped them develop their brand in exchange for 50% of the profits. So if you didn't know much about Diddy, that's pretty much all you need to know. He's a rich, powerful, and successful man in the music industry and Hollywood in general. He's won a Guinness World Record for most successful rap producer in 1997. He's won 3 Grammys, and he's also credited for cultivating artists like Biggie, Mary J. Blige,
and now we finding out that my boy was doing a Drake as well too. Like, he never wrote his shit, he never produced nothing, kind of stole it from other producers and just put his name in the credits. So really and truly, Diddy should be really taking no credit for nothing in hip hop. Seriously.
And Usher. I kept it brief for simplicity's sake, obviously, but I really wanted to emphasize his power, his influence, and his wealth. Also, I said earlier he was a multi-millionaire, but they have even estimated his net worth to be $1 billion, so Diddy is very rich. Throughout his career, P. Diddy has also had quite a few controversies. In 1999, he was sued by Nas's manager after Diddy attacked him, for which they settled out of court for $500,000. In 2003, his clothing brand Sean John was accused of violating Honduran labor laws as the factories were based in Honduras. The National Labor Committee said that the employees were forced to work.
Time out. Did I miss something here? The man said he attacked Nas. Well, go on. Yeah, I don't remember that.
Also, I said earlier he was a multi-millionaire, but they have even estimated his net worth to be $1 billion, so Diddy is very rich. Throughout his career, P. Diddy has also had quite a few controversies. In 1999, he was sued by Nas's manager after Diddy attacked him, for which they settled out of court.
Okay, Nas's manager, not Nas. All right. Okay. I hear you.
For $500,000. In 2003, his clothing brand Sean John was accused of violating Honduran labor laws as the factories were based in Honduras. The National Labor Committee said that the employees were forced to work overtime, were paid sweatshop wages, and that the bathrooms were locked. In 2007, Diddy was sued for the National Labor Committee said that the employees were forced to work overtime, were paid sweatshop wages, and that the bathrooms were locked. In 2007, Diddy was sued for battery after he punched her.
Hold up there. And the first thing I'm thinking about having these, like literally sweatshops, these factories abroad in Honduras, yeah? Not even minimum wage, bro. Don't tell me you're having old children working there, yeah? For next to nothing. And then we hear about this trafficking kind of a, yo, somebody put this man under the jail in a body bag for real.
Gerard Rechnitzer at a nightclub. No idea if I said his name right. And there's even more alleged violent crimes that he's committed throughout his career. For example, Diddy's ex Cassie Ventura, who we will talk more about later, said that Diddy blew up Kid Cudi's car, to which a spokesperson for Kid Cudi said that it was true. On top of that, for years, Diddy has been theorized to be involved in both Pac and Biggie's deaths. Tupac's murder suspect even claimed that Diddy wanted him to kill both Pac and Suge Knight. There's even the time Eminem said, "The day you put..."
Yeah, we get into where Eminem said it. A few people been saying it. Facts, bro. Real talking facts, though. Yeah, everything that's happening to him right now is because of Biggie and Pac. Yeah. Calm as a motherfucker. Everything happening right now is Biggie and Pac and all the victims I had to suffer through the hands of your bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I got no pity, no sympathy. Got people out here, but the trial hasn't started. We don't. What do you mean you don't know? Man, when you hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, yeah, we could go into 100 people saying the same thing. There's no smoke without fire. Shit.
On top of that, for years, Diddy has been theorized to be involved in both Pac and Biggie's deaths. Tupac's murder suspect even claimed that Diddy wanted him to kill both Pac and Suge Knight. There's even the time Eminem said, "The day you put out a hit's the day Diddy admits he put out the hit that got Pac killed." On top of that, Diddy even admitted that the death of Biggie helped his own music career. Even as recently.
So that was in Kill Shot. When he was going at MGK, because Diddy's the one who gassed up MGK to go out and put out that shot. Or put out that diss against M. As far as I remember, I hear it was Diddy who was gassing him up. Yeah. Come on, man. Come on now.
Claimed that Diddy wanted him to kill both Pac and Suge Knight. There's even the time Eminem said, "The day you put out a hit's the day Diddy admits he put out the hit that got Pac killed." On top of that, Diddy even admitted that the death of Biggie helped his own music career. Even as recently as 2017, he was sued for sexual harassment by his chef, and the suit was settled out of court. So for a long time, Diddy has been a very shady guy in the music industry,
man,
with
look,
tons of conspiracy
people don't
theories.
realize we ain't heard a lot about this guy. He's been paying some big money to keep this on the hush hush. So this is when you see, I understand NDAs. You know, in this day and age, you have to NDAs. But then there are people who abuse the power of NDAs for their own selfish gain. Them
Series following him throughout his career. And over the years, as he would continue to have these controversies, nothing would compare to what happened recently. In November of 2023, singer Cassie Ventura filed a lawsuit against Diddy that would set off a chain of legal issues for Puff. She said, "After years of silence and darkness, I am finally ready to tell my story and to speak up on behalf of myself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationships." Cassie met Diddy in 2005 when she was 19 and he was, I believe, 36. And she signed to Diddy's label in 2006. Not only did she sign to the label, but she signed a 10-album deal. She basically signed her life away. And Diddy made her sign this so that he could have more control over her career.
So I wanted to get us all together so we could get this, everybody can hear from me how focused and excited I am about the project. I wanted, Cassie to, everybody to meet Cassie. Y'all know that's
They had an on and off relationship from this time until about 2018. In the lawsuit, Cassie claims that not too long after she met him, Diddy would give her drugs to make her compliant, he would beat her multiple times a year, and he forced her to have sex with male prostitutes while he filmed. He very quickly became very controlling.
Yo, fam. My man got, bro, you makes me wonder, like, you ain't happy with yourself down there where you gotta get other men into, like, come on, man. Come on, man.
As obviously he was in control of her career, and he would also pay for her car, apartment, clothes, and also had access to her medical records. Apparently, a few years into the relationship, he would coerce her into having sex with male prostitutes while he watched, filmed, and pleasured himself. This stuff is really disgusting and disturbing, but basically Diddy was a cuck. And she said that this went on for years. In the suit, there was also...
Man said Diddy was a cuck. Yeah, he was a cuck. A serious cuck. the definition of it, bro. Got another man beat your woman in front of you while you watch, bro, and enjoying that shit. Man, fam, there's something wrong with you. Yeah. There's something wrong with you, man. Real talking. I'm not even joking. Like, come on, man.
Mention of the 2016 incident where he hit Cassie in a hotel, then he passed out. She tried to leave, but he woke up and followed her and started hitting her, as seen in the security camera footage. Apparently, Diddy even paid the hotel $50,000 for the footage. In 2018, at the end of their relationship, he apparently forced himself into her apartment and R-worded her, after which she finally left him for good. Also included in the suit, apparently Diddy dangled one of Cassie's friends over a 17th floor hotel balcony, and the suit also touches on when Diddy tried to blow up Kid Cudi's car in 2012 because Cudi was briefly talking to Cassie. Like I said, one of Cudi's spokespeople said, "This is all true."
This is all coming back to bite him right now, yeah. All this is getting used in court, and he's fucked. We ain't even start talking about the major accusations yet. We ain't even touched base on that. But Cassie opened the book of worms, bruv. I'm telling you, I don't even know if Cassie did not do that, if we would be here right now. Yeah, I don't think. Cassie never, because nobody would have felt empowered enough to come out and speak. You know what I'm saying? So we glad Cassie did what she did. A lot of people were doubting and dragging her name through the mud, and then look at all this here. Buddy who was dragging Cassie and every other victim's name through the mud, talking about, oh, you were there when it was good, you were there when the money was coming in, and now you wanna, yeah, you guys just as bad as Diddy, yeah? Real talking, just as bad as fucking Diddy.
Diddy's lawyers, Ben Brafman, said Mr. Combs vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. For the past 6 months, Mr. Combs has been subjected to Miss Ventura's persistent demand of $30 million, under the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship, which was unequivocally rejected as blatant blackmail. Despite withdrawing her initial threat, Miss Ventura has now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddled with baseless and outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and seeking a payday.
So why the fuck did he pay it out the next day? Not even 24 hours though. She was asking for 30 mil, and bruv, yeah, he paid that out quick. So this here is BS because it goes against the actions he did literally within the same day.
In response, one of Cassie's lawyers said Mr. Combs offered Miss Ventura 8 figures to silence her and prevent the filing of this lawsuit. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I think it's pretty disgusting to say that this was just full of blatant lies because Cassie was seeking a payday when there's literally footage of Diddy beating her in the hotel. And that footage actually wasn't even out at the time, which means the dude was just lying. Like I said, though, Cassie was suing Diddy for $30 million, and apparently the day after they filed the lawsuit, it was settled out of court. It was settled for an undisclosed amount, and both parties said they wanted to settle it in a pleasant and friendly way. There was nothing public about how they settled it. We don't know how much money Cassie was paid, if any, or even why in particular they settled.
And I mean, don't get it twisted, it's priceless. You can't put a price on PTSD. Like, all the shit we hear that she and all the victims had to go through, you can't put a price on. So people are like, oh, 30 mil, bro. You can't put a price on none of that shit. That's just me. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying?
From the New York Times said, for Diddy, the settlement quickly shuts down what could have been a risky and potentially embarrassing process of legal discovery, in which reams of evidence are made public and a possible trial. And Cassie also likely didn't want to relive all of her trauma, which is why she probably was willing to settle rather than sit through a trial. But thanks to Cassie's courage for coming forward about this, a multitude of lawsuits followed. Just 5 days after Cassie's lawsuit, another lawsuit was filed accusing Diddy of drugging and essaying a college student at Syracuse University in 1991 and filming it. Then apparently Diddy would show the footage to people as...
Yeah, I feel sorry if everybody had to go through all the bullshit that he put them through. You know what I mean? No one deserves that.
Just 5 days after Cassie's lawsuit, another lawsuit was filed accusing Diddy of drugging and essaying a college student at Syracuse University in 1991 and filming it. Then apparently Diddy would show the footage to people as revenge porn. Shortly after that, a third lawsuit was filed accusing Diddy and Aaron Hall of R-wording the accuser and her friend. Apparently, following the assault, Diddy pulled up to the girl's residence and got violent, even choking the girl till she passed out. After this suit came out, Diddy's spokesperson again claimed they were lies, saying these are fabricated claims falsely alleging misconduct from over 30 years ago and filed at the last minute. This is nothing but a money grab. Because of Mr. Combs' fame and success, he is an easy target for anonymous accusers who lie without conscience or consequence for financial benefit. Following this, on December 6, another lawsuit was filed in which they claimed in 2003.
I remember that song you talked about. He did with Led Zeppelin for that Godzilla movie. But then, in all fairness, though, I gotta speak my mind for that. That movie that he did, that was the worst Godzilla movie ever. That was the worst Godzilla movie ever. I was like, this ain't Godzilla. This is a big fucking lizard. My fam, you put a lizard in front of me, and I know Godzilla technically is a lizard. But no, they literally took a lizard. And that was no Godzilla. That was one of the worst Godzilla films ever created, so you know.
3. A 17-year-old was gang R-worded by Diddy, Harvey Pierre, and an unnamed assailant. The victim says they talked her into getting on a private jet to New York, drugging her, and then assaulted her. In this lawsuit, the girl even provided pictures, making the claims all that more believable. In December, after all of these allegations, Diddy finally made a statement on his Instagram saying, "Enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation, and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth." But it's safe to say Diddy's statement was not well received, and more awful allegations continued to come out. In February of this year, the producer Lil Rod filed a huge $30 million lawsuit, in which he accused Diddy of harassing and threatening him for over more than a year. He also allegedly had footage of Diddy and his people committing crimes and doing SA. Lil Rod was accusing Diddy of what they said was RICO-level charges, and named people such as Diddy, his son Justin, Lucian Grange, the CEO of Universal Music Group, Ethiopia Habtemariam, if that's how you say it, I have no idea, the CEO of Motown Records, Chalice Recording Studios, Diddy's chief of staff Christina Koram, and Diddy's companies as defendants. So basically what he's saying is all these people I just listed and the companies were involved in these crimes alongside Diddy. I do think it's important.
Bruh, it's bigger than we think. And I bet you Diddy gonna be the scapegoat for all these people as well too. Like, your family got you. You better shut your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like,
important to note, though, that Lucian Grange and UMG were eventually removed from the lawsuit. Lil Rod lived with Diddy for months at a time and was also on a yacht Diddy rented from multiple.
Ain't Lucian Grange, UMG, ain't that Drake? Ain't that Drake's, rich stepdaddy? I swear that's the same person we talking about. So what, him and Diddy were in cahoots? But ain't Diddy and Drake had situations? So, yo, anyway, let me not get too, let's roll.
Weeks. He said that he witnessed many of Diddy's awful acts. Apparently, Lil Rod was also the victim of constant, unsolicited, and unauthorized groping and touching of his anus by Mr. Combs. When he complained to Diddy's chief of staff, she said, Sean will be Sean. Rod even said that Diddy was trying to make him have sex with Steve.
Yo, fam, I don't give a damn who you is, bro. We fighting. We fighting on the spot. I'm on a boat, I'm swimming to shore, bro. Like, nah. We ain't playing them games. You can play them games with your diddler friends and shit like that, you know what I mean? Connect the dots and, you know, what was it, twister on the floor, do all that crap with your baby oil. I'm swimming to shore, bro. If I'm on a yacht, I'm anywhere. No, I'm not even inside that party, bro. What? Yeah. Yeah, we show up at a party, we see that, I'm like, yo guys, next venue, I ain't here, I don't even want to. And 50 was trying to warn us for how many years now. 50 was warning us, bro. Giving us a heads up.
DVJ and promised him that he would win a Grammy if he did. According to the suit, Rod said he was also sexually assaulted by a cousin or assistant of rapper Young Miami. He was sexually harassed and assaulted by Oscar winner Cuba Gooding Jr. and obtained
Young Miami. Is this why when she did that interview the other day about Diddy, she didn't really have nothing bad to say? She tried her best to keep it clean, you know, like, and beat around the bush about everything. You know what I'm saying? But if her cousin's implicated, that means you know were complacent in what was. Let me. All right, let's roll.
Obtained footage of a rapper and an R&B singer whose names have been redacted from the complaint, consorting with underage girls and sex workers. Finally, Rodney said that the reason no one has come forward with anything over the past few decades is because Diddy has footage of every person that has attended his parties that he can use to blackmail them. So Rodney accused Diddy of a ton of crimes, plenty of which we'll touch on more later. But this lawsuit was huge, especially because he was naming names and said he had evidence for all of this. Diddy's attorney said that the suit includes reckless name dropping about events that are pure fiction. Following this, 2 of Diddy's houses were raided by the feds. They said, earlier today, Homeland Security Investigations New York executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation with assistance from HSI Los Angeles.
And then his son, in a response, was it to 50? I don't know if it was 50 he was dissing in it. Went and put out a track literally telling everybody that the feds came and hit our house, but little did they know they had the wrong house. It was a house next door where we had everything in it. Man, I know how dumb and stupid a boy can be, but yo, even when I heard the track, I'm listening to it like, did this idiot just say this? And I don't even want to say idiot. Thank you for saying all of that. Yeah, we appreciate you letting everybody know. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you ain't an idiot. You smart. Dumb smart.
HSI Miami, and our local law enforcement partners. We will provide further information as it becomes available. Both of his sons, Justin and Christian, were also handcuffed during the raids. So clearly, either because of the lawsuits or before them, Diddy was under investigation by the feds. After the raid, CNN obtained the video of Diddy attacking Cassie in the hallway, to which Diddy decided to apologize for, since this was the only evidence so far that had been released to the public.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I'm so sorry.
Bro, the man's talking like he don't even believe the bullshit coming out his mouth. And you listen to him, he's like, he himself don't believe the bullshit coming out his mouth.
I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
On May 22nd, a few days after the video came out, a former model accused Diddy of drugging and SAing her in another lawsuit. May 22nd, a few days after the video came out, a former model accused Diddy of drugging and SAing her in another lawsuit. A couple of days later, another woman came forward accusing Diddy of 4 instances of SA from the mid-1990s to the early 2000s. He was also accused of battery and assault in this suit as well. Most recently, another suit came out where Diddy was accused of drugging and R-wording another woman. According to ABC, this is at least the 12th lawsuit.
Yo, man out here making Bill Cosby and, you know what I'm saying, R. Kelly and them, like, not look so bad, bro. I'm not saying they don't look bad, because they do, but at the same time, though, like, yo, Diddy. Makes me wonder as well, what's happening in the world right now? Because usually when you hear they go all out after someone, something is happening in the world that they don't want us to see. I figured like this is one big legit smoke screen. It's legit, damn right, he deserves everything and I'm here for it. I'm here for every bit of it. Diddy, I don't give a damn, bro. Like, rest in peace, Tupac, Biggie, Craig Mack, yo, this dude, Black Rob, Kim Porter, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now, bro. Like, you know, let me not even start. Yeah, let's go.
Suit filed against Diddy since Cassie came out with hers back in November of 2023. As of recording this, no more have come out, but it's very possible more people will speak out. The reason all of these people came forward around the same time is because of a new law passed in New York called the Adult Survivors Act. Basically, what this did was give adult victims, people who were 18 years or older during their alleged time of abuse, the ability to file civil lawsuits in New York, even if any statutes of limitations have have run out. If you don't know what that means, basically if you were an adult in New York who got SA'd, before this new act, usually there was about a 3-year window where you could file a suit. As far as I understand it, I am by no means a lawyer, but this is what it said on Google. So now with the Adult Survivors Act, victims had a 1-year window to file suits, and it's set to expire this November. So it isn't like this is some big coordinated mastermind attack against Diddy. This new act, coupled with Cassie's coming out in her lawsuit, seems to be what motivated these victims to come forward. And just as it seemed like it couldn't get worse for Diddy, the feds showed up at his front door. Most recently, Diddy was arrested by the feds on September 16th of this year based on a sealed indictment filed by the Southern District of New York. By the way, indictment is basically just fancy talk for serious charges. The U.S. Attorney Damian Williams said,
Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy
That's good, Bo.
that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice.
So like the U.S. Attorney implied, there are 3 main charges that Diddy is currently facing: racketeering conspiracy, trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. His first charge is racketeering, which is defined as a set of illegal activities aimed at commercial profit that may be disguised as legitimate business deals. In the indictment, they say that Diddy abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. To accomplish this, they claim that he used his employees and his businesses to create a criminal enterprise that indulged in the things that the U.S. Attorney mentioned earlier. So basically what they were saying was all of the businesses that Diddy had created over the years for his music career, his clothing career, and everything else like that, he was using those and his employees to help cover up and do the things he wanted to do. And like we know, many of the things he wanted to do included assaulting women. The attorney even referred to Diddy's business, Combs Enterprise, as a criminal organization because Diddy had many of his employees working to cover up everything he was doing. They said that employees engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other activities.
Well, most of the employees, I'll be honest, they need to pull all of them in. You know what I mean? They were accomplices. You know what I'm saying? They were accomplices. Like, unless he was blackmailing them to do what they were doing, like had footage, pictures, and stuff like that. Okay, now we can sit down and talk, but nah, bro. There's a lot too many accomplices here that we have yet to find out, and I think that would be the bigger picture. Still, to hell with Diddy, bro. Let's roll.
Trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for purposes of prostitution, coercion, and enticement to engage in prostitution, narcotics offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. The indictment says that to make women...
Hold up there. They got arson in that? Yo, they doing them for Kid Cudi's car, you know, bro. Oh my, yo, they doing them for Kid Cudi's car, you know. Yo, man, you know something, there might be some new charges coming as well too. You're fucked, bro. You're fucked. They out for you. Yep. From keys to the city to no keys for yourself.
Cooperate, Diddy would give them drugs, threaten their careers, and also threaten violence. They said from 2009 and continuing for years, Combs assaulted women by, among other things, striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects at, and kicking them. And this is where we get to one of the more popular parts of the indictment, the freak-offs. The indictment reads, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims...
Yeah, Bold, I did say that. Like, I really think this could be one big smoke screen for a lot of things in the world right now, you know, legislations, stuff being changed, etc., etc. Legit smoke screen, because this shit, yep, this guy, real talking. But at the same time, brought about at a time where stuff is going on they don't want us to see. But still, I'm invested with this because he's had this coming for years.
To engage in extended sex acts with male commercial sex workers that Combs referred to as freak-offs. Freak-offs were elaborate and produced performances that Combs arranged, directed, masturbated during, and often electronically recorded. The lawsuit even said that these freak-offs would last multiple days, and Diddy would pump them with drugs to keep them compliant, and then when they needed to recover after the multiple-day freak-offs, he would give the victims IV fluids, which is insane. Of course, they also mentioned that law enforcement seized various freak-off supplies, including narcotics and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. Of course,
nobody's looking at baby oil ever the same again. Then I saw some kind of talk about did he put drugs in the baby oil. I hope when they found them 1,000 bottles, I hope they could tell if the seal was on, they were brand new, and check the ones in CK. He was putting drugs, yo, that's a whole different. Yeah, I don't even want to think, babe.
Part went viral. It is kind of funny, but it also goes to show the scale of what Diddy was doing. The feds also found multiple firearms in Diddy's houses that he used to threaten his victims. And to top it all off, they said that he has been doing most of this since at least 2008. That's nearly 20 years of terrible crimes Diddy's been committing. And I know there's like a ton of jokes about this whole situation, but in reality, this is like some disgusting supervillain type stuff. And who knows how many victims he has total. And then, of course, there were the 2 other counts he was charged with: trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Both of these had very similar themes, and all the information was pretty much the same as we discussed earlier. But what I want to point out about the indictment is that if the US government is indicting you, they probably have pretty good evidence. Apparently, federal prosecutors have above a 95% conviction rate, so things really aren't looking too good for Diddy. They even claimed that they had a ton of recordings, and they also seized a bunch of electronic recording devices in the raid that they did earlier this year. At the end of the press conference given by the U.S. attorney, he said that
he's fucked. He's fucked in jail. He's just fucked, period. The rest of his miserable life, he's gonna be getting what he was dishing out. I hope he got baby oil in jail, bro. They might be trying to go dry, bro. Pause. No, Diddy. Oh, I hope, man, somebody needs to let a few people into his cell. You know what I'm saying?
Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in the Southern District of New York.
Yeah, somebody need to go check and see for real if the baby oil stocks have gone through the roof.
You're not done. This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly.
The government says in the indictment that others were involved in Diddy's actions, and Legal Eagle explained how the government could go after them.
And there is a federal crime called misprision of felony, which is defined in 18 U.S.C. Section 4. Quote, whoever having knowledge of the actual commission of a felony cognizable by a court of the United States conceals and does not as soon as possible make known the same to some judge or other person in civil or military authority under the United States shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 3 years or both. So if a person has knowledge of a felony and conceals it and doesn't report it to the authorities, that person has committed a crime.
So this investigation is far from over. After being arrested, Diddy has been denied bail multiple times, and he has also been placed on suicide watch. He's also in the same cell as Sam Bankman-Fried or Fried or however you say his name, which is pretty interesting. His lawyer has tried to suggest multiple times that he's innocent, which...
No, I mean, they're not in the same cell. I mean, maybe in the same unit. I won't say same cell, because he's such a high profile. They will not be putting him in a cell with anybody else. Yeah, trust me. Be solitary, lockdown, S-watch, you know what I'm saying?
At this point, it's honestly just ridiculous.
Mr. Combs is a fighter. He's going to fight this to the end. He's innocent. He came to New York to establish his innocence. He's not afraid. He's not afraid of the charges.
Could be taking his case. You just as bad as Diddy as far as I see.
There's nothing that the government said in their presentation today that changes anyone's mind about anything.
I mean, listen to the reason that the lawyer gave for all of Diddy's baby oil bottles.
How do you explain the baby oil and the lubricants? 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
I don't think it was 1,000. I think it was a lot. I mean, there's a Costco right down the street. You know, I think Americans buy in bulk, as we know.
Look,
and you know, this is
look at his face. He don't even believe the shit coming out his mouth. Look at his face. He really don't even believe the shit coming out of his own mouth.
Establish his innocence.
Like,
he's not
seriously.
afraid. He's not afraid of the charges.
He's trying not to laugh, you know.
There's nothing that the
Costco
government
already
said
made statement
in their
that don't sell
presentation
it.
today.
I heard that Costco did release a statement trying to distance themselves away from the whole Diddy situation. Like, nah. We don't sell in bulk like that. So they didn't get that shit from us. They didn't get that from us.
that changes anyone's mind about anything.
I mean, listen to the reason that the lawyer gave for all of Diddy's baby oil
He don't
bottles.
believe
How do you
this.
explain the baby oil and the lubricants? 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
I don't think it was 1,000. I think it was a lot. I mean, there's a Costco right down the street.
Look.
You know, I think Americans buy in bulk, as we know. And
he trying not to laugh.
This is consensual adults doing what consensual adults do.
No.
To summarize, Diddy is currently facing at least 11 lawsuits, settled one of them, and is also facing an indictment, all of which allege themes of violence, SA, racketeering, trafficking, prostitution, and many more. None of these suits contain any information about other celebrities, except for Lil Rodney's, which has been amended, like I said, to leave out some bigger names. It's possible we will learn about other celebrities or famous people involved in Diddy's freak-offs, or...
You know what I'm saying? The Ushers, the Biebers, the Trey Songz.
other actions in the investigation. But as of now, this is all he's been accused of, legally speaking. So while there are all these rumors floating around about who he did things with or to, these are the things he's actually being accused of by multiple people and the U.S. government. And as Bruce Rivers says,
guess what, Diddy? I got news for you. There's a freight train coming, and you are tied to those motherfucking tracks. And you're a lawyer. He's got a chisel. He's got a blowtorch. And he's got all kinds of other tools in his toolbox.
And he ain't
and nothing he can do can remove you from those tracks, because that train is coming, and that train is the U.S. government.
So hopefully as this investigation continues, not only are they able to lock Diddy up, but they're able to lock up everybody else who's been involved over this long period of time.
Yeah. Nah, he's really fucked. And I'm here for it. I don't prey on another brother's downfall, you know, because we here to uplift our own. Too many times we tear down ourselves, you know what I'm saying? And it's sad, but wrong is wrong. I don't give a damn what race, what culture, sex. I don't give a damn. Wrong is wrong. Like, I'll be calling out for it. Call you out for that shit all day, every day. Yeah, we got another one to go to.